So good day everyone, especially to you ma'am. So today I will be discussing about the cognitive development of primary schooler. So our learning objective for today is at the end of the lesson the students will be able to understand the characteristic of children in the concrete operational age. Second is describe the effect of cognitive development and information processing. Last is discuss and differentiate the differences of cognitive milestone in primary schoolers. So now let's proceed to our discussion. So first, Jane Piaget. Jane Piaget is the foremost theorist of cognitive development. According to him, intelligence is the balance mechanism of ensuring balance of the relationship between the person and the environment. Everything that a person experiences is a continuous process of assimilation and accommodation. Piaget described intellectual abilities not the same as the different stages. So we all know that Jean Piaget is the proponent of cognitive development. Jean Piaget is recognized as the most important theorist of cognitive development. It focuses on how children build a mental model of the world. He proposed that intellect is a tool used to find balance between oneself and the environment through the process of assimilation and accommodation. Jean Piaget, concrete operational stage. Concrete operational is the third stage in Piaget theory of cognitive development. It spans from age 7 to approximately 11 years old. During this age, children have better understanding of their thinking skills. Children begin to think logically about concrete event, particularly their experiences, but have difficulty understanding abstract or hypothetical concept. Those most of them still have a hard time of problem solving. So the concrete operational stage identified by Jean Piaget occur between ages 7 and 11 where children begin to think more logically about real life situation. At this stage, children develop better reasoning skills but struggle with abstract and hypothetical ideas. Their thinking become more organized, allowing them to solve problems based on their concepts. Let's proceed to the topic logic. Logic is in cognitive development refers to the ability of a child to think in an organized and reasonable as they grow. In primary school, logic become more evident as they begin to understand the relationship between ideas such as cause and effect or classification. This development helps child to solve problem, make decision, and understand the world more clearly during concrete operational stage. So logic develop as a child begin to think in a more organized and sensible way. Different situation, they start to see connections between ideas such as understanding why things happen or how objects can be grouped. This ability help them better decision and approach problem with clearer thinking. So the two types of logic in primary schooler is the deductive logic and the inductive logic. So in primary schooler, deductive involves using general rules to make a specific conclusion. Although these skills still developing, children at this stage may begin to apply learn principle in subjects like math and science, but they can still struggle with fully abstract reasoning. As they as their cognitive ability improved, they became better at following logical steps and reaching accurate conclusion from given rules. So, deductive shows that When children use general rules or knowledge to come up with a specific answer, for example, if they know a rule, they can apply it, solve a problem step by step while they are still learning. Their ability to follow clear reasoning improve as they more gain more experience. The second is the inductive logic. Inductive logic is more commonly observed as they more often learn from a specific experience to form general ideas. So, inductive logic happen when a child learn from their own experience and use those to form general idea. They notice pattern in what they say or do, which help them more guesses or prediction about similar situation. This kind of thinking support their understanding of the world through observation. So this type of reasoning support their learning process, helping them build knowledge based on observation and real life experiences. So now let's proceed to reversibility. Reversibility in primary school or cognitive development refers to their growing ability to understand that action can be undergo or done, helping them think more logically about problems. These skills allow children to mentally reverse processes such as in math operation or classification, supporting their development or reasoning, problem solving, and flexible thinking. So, reversibility refers to the child's ability to understand that action can be undone or reversed. For instance, as they realize that if someone is changed, it can also go back to original form. These skills strengthen their thinking, especially in solving problem and understanding process step by step. One of the most common or important development in this stage is the understanding of reversibility or awareness that action can be reversed. An example of this is being able to reverse the order of relationship between mental categories. We will now proceed to cognitive milestone. So cognitive milestone represent a roadmap on how child brain develop the ability to think, learn, and solve. So children develop certain skills within the particular time frame. Skills they learn are in a sequential manners, meaning when we say sequential manners, it is refers to the strict order in which child acquire new knowledge or abilities. So meaning they need to understand number before they can understand the mathematical sequence. Looking at these things which greatly enhance children problem solving skills called the process of decentration. So when we say decentration is a critical thinking skills that significantly enhance a children's ability to solve a problem. Each milestone developed is independent upon the previous milestone may achieve. Until age 8, skills they learn start to level up and it usually is a steady increase of new skills. Young primary age children can do the following. So can tell left from right. So they can classify where is the right or where's the left. Can able to speak and express themselves. So this age they can speak and they can express themselves. In school they can share about themselves and their family. So in school they are able to share who they are and who are their family. During play, they practice using the words and language they learn from the school. So, this age, children can practice the word or languages what they learn in the school. They start to understand time and days of the week. So the primary schooler can understand the days and the week or the time. They enjoy rhymes, riddles, and jokes. Their attention span is longer. They can follow more involved stories. They can learn letters and words. By six, most can read words or combination of words. So the age of these can understand or learn letters and word. They can also read words and combination of word, and their attention is span in a longer. Information processing skills. Several theories argue that, like the computer, the human mind is a system that can process information through the application of logical rules and strategies. So, the concept that several theories argue that human brain functions similarly to computer system. It suggests that our mental processes are not random but instead rely on a specific logical rules to handle the data we encounter. By using these structured strategies, the mind can effectively or efficiently organize and interpret conflict information from the world around us. They also believe that the mind receives information, performs operation to change it from and context, stores and locates it, generates response from it. So it says that a specific stage the mind goes through, starting from the reception of the internal information. Once the data is received, the mind actively transforms it for form and content while storing it memory for later use. After that, the system completes the cycle by locating that stores information to generate an appropriate internal response. We will now proceed to the information processing model. So, information processing model is a theory describe how our brain acts like a computer to handle everything we learn. So, it shows a step-by-step path where information is received, changed into useful form and then restored away. So this system helps us understand the world and decide how to act based on what we remember. So the first step is the sensory memory. So sensory memory is the process begin when external information enter in our senses. This stage acts as a quick filter where data is either transferred for further processing or forgetting almost immediately. So the second is the short-term memory. So if we pay attention to the information, it moves into a short-term memory. According to the images, this stage is used for remembering things we recently saw or heard and typically lasts for about 20 seconds. The third step is the long-term memory or the transfer or retrieve. So for information to keep permanent, it must be transferred from short-term to long-term memory. This involves schema development, where new information is organized and connected to what we already learned. So the type of long-term storage is the procedural and the declarative memory. So this procedural memory is store how to knowledge and physical skills, while declarative memory is this store fact and further split into episodic memory or personal experience, and semantic memory is the general knowledge and and retrieval. So when we say retrieval, it is the final step in retrieval where the mind locates and stored information in a long-term memory and bring it back into a short memory to be used again. So it's allow us to generate response or solve problem based on the past learning. So that is the information processing model theory. Implication to the child care, education, and parenting. Children have varying intelligence profile. This profile may be based on influences of learning and achievement. Parents, child care providers, and teachers should be able to recognize this by helping child draw on their own strengths and promote growth in their weaknesses. So meaning caregivers should help children use the thing they are naturally good to build at their confident. At this time, they should provide the right support to help children improve in areas where they might struggle. Second is planning lessons that cater to multiple intelligences based on the instructional objectives. So, teachers should design activities that match the different ways children learn, such as using pictures, music, or movement. So, this ensures that every child can understand the lesson based on their own intelligence profile. Third is encouraging children to read more every day to increase their vocabulary. So, encouraging children to read every day help them discover many new words and ideas. So, this habit makes it easier for them to express themselves and understand more complex topics as they grow. The fourth is bringing children to museums, at art exhibits, and historical landmarks to widen their perspective about the world and the people. So, taking children to places like art exhibition and historical site help them see and experience different culture and history firsthand. This trip widen their view or world and help them appreciate the people and the event around them. Lastly, listening child screen time and increasing their personal and face-to-face interaction. So, limiting the time spent on a gadget allows children more time to talk and play with others in person. So, this face-to-face interaction are important for building strong social skills and personal development. So, that's the end of my report. Thanks so much for listening and I hope you learned something.